This is the last bartender. We're going to be doing a vodka tasting today. Real simple. All I've got is the bottle and a glass. I actually would like this to be a chilled glass because, in my humble opinion, the best way for me, the best way for me to taste vodka is room temperature in a chilled glass, because you get a little bit of that cool, but you're not covering up any of the subtle notes that are in the vodka, and all notes are pretty subtle in vodka, which vodka is defined as an odorless, tasteless spirit, but we all know that's not true. You can pick up different notes when you're drinking it. This one especially, lots of vodka prides itself in being distilled 900 times and filtered through. I mean, it has to be filtered through charcoal, but then they're filtered through quartz, filtered through meteorites, filtered through my grandpa's ashes, just like whatever they want to filter it through. Okay, that's great. But I actually want to taste what it came from. So certain rye vodkas, you can get that because there's a spice to it. Think about like biting into a Reuben sandwich and getting one of those seeds. That's the rye. That's what's that has the same effect in whiskeys and stuff like that. But I want to taste what it comes from. A vodka has to be 3 times distilled. Okay, do that. It has to be filtered through charcoal. Okay, do that. But how about that's it? If you have a great distillate, you don't need to distill it 800 times. I don't want it to taste like water. I want to be able to taste it. So these guys cheated. This is actually a vodka. Anything, you can make vodka from anything that you can ferment. So these guys, the family's been making cheese in Dorset, England, or the UK, whatever, for a very long time, a couple hundred years from what I understand. I could be wrong, but they've been making cheese for a while. When you make cheese, remember the old nursery rhyme, you separate the curds and the whey, and you make cheese out of the curds, and they would just dump the whey water in fields, down the drain, wherever. They just got rid of it. So what these guys did is they started to add the enzyme to the whey water and make it into like a milk beer, and then distill that. They got creative though. At that point, they kind of went crazy and did something super cool, which is a cheat to the taste of the vodka. When you make vodka, you have to distill to a super high proof, and then you cut it in half with water. The water that they cut it in half with is more, from what I understand, is more whey water that's been put through a centrifuge to get all those proteins out. You know, whey is milky looking, to make it like water. So if you're vegan, I wouldn't do this. It's probably 100% vegan, but still, it's also 100% out of a cow. So I know that didn't really make a lot of sense, but if you think about it, it's kind of true. So this has the original, what you're making it out of, put back into it. So this has a little bit of how it's made and a couple of drinks in it. I don't know if that was believable. I started filming one that didn't really say anything, didn't really like it. I haven't drank anything hard for about a week now, so it's a little difficult. The nose, especially with vodka, is a little astringent, a little like rubbing alcohol, no matter what, if I haven't smelled any alcohol for a while. So that did not smell great. Okay, there we go. You should have a glass with a little bit of a bowling to it, because that traps a lot of what you're going to get on the nose. Okay, let's give this a taste. Never the first one. That's not bad, but never the first one, especially when you haven't had anything to drink for a while, because it's always a little harsh. You get that, you spread it around your mouth. It's kind of like introducing your palate. Okay, you're going to be doing this now. You're going to be drinking. You're going to be tasting something. And by the way, there's no shame in having a spit bucket. If I was doing this by doing lots of takes and everything like that, I'd be spitting too. So don't be bashful. Okay, let's give this a taste, a real taste. It's amazing. First of all, when you're tasting, you I don't know if you noticed that, you activate your palate while breathing out through your nose is the best way to get the most out of it. Now, I love Russian vodka. This is amazing, by the way. It's soft, it's buttery. When they add that whey to it, it's like cream. It's not like any vodka you'll drink, and it's not expensive, which is really cool. I mean, I think I paid $26 for this bottle. You probably won't find it for that price. You'll probably find it closer to $35, but I mean, I've drank $100 bottles of vodka, and it's better than this, but it's not much. I mean, this is so enjoyable because it's so different, and you get what I want. You get a lot of what it's made from when you taste it. It's not like, you know, over distilled, over filtered, over everything else. So I love Russian vodka. I love taking shots of Russian vodka because it's a grain and you get a punch right up front. Black Cow. And then if it's a good one, it'll finish real smooth. You know, most 99%, probably more, of Russian vodka is Russian winter wheat. So if it's grain, it's going to have more of a bite up front. Then they say, okay, like your Polish potato or any kind of potato is going to be a little more mellow. I think the grapes and the whey and the different things, sugar beets, whatever, are even more mellow. But the neat thing about this is the Russian vodkas will, you know, they're winter wheat and then they're mineral rich water, like an aquifer that you know goes to the center of the earth with water that's hasn't seen the light of day in 250 million years, and it's mineral rich water. This water is the exact opposite. There's zero mineral content. It's out of a cow. If there's any minerals in it, it's from, you know, the cow. And I don't know how that would work, but it's super soft. It's super nice. Black Cow vodka. The only bad thing I can say about it is you give somebody enough rope, they're going to hang themselves. I was tasting with one of the early reps, and after one martini, he proceeded to tell me how the band Sublime were a bunch of child molesters because they have a song that talks about a girl who was prostituted by her family. And if you can't hold your liquor, you probably shouldn't be a liquor rep. That was embarrassing for everybody. But I still love it. I'm sure he's gone, so you can love it too. Black Cow vodka. I need one more little taste just to make sure it's as good as I remember. You can't find it everywhere. It's not at Bevmo, but it's an amazing vodka. Oh, like butter. Happy drinking.